You're entering VTV's Chamber Zone. Your business community at work. Representing the Vernal area and Duchesne County Chambers of Commerce, here's Adam Massey and Irene Hansen.
Hi, I'm Adam Massey with the Vernal Area Chamber of Commerce, and joining me today is my co-host Irene Hansen with the Duchesne County Chamber of Commerce. And you're watching Chamber Zone, your business community at work. Irene, it's great to be back with you again. We've kind of had it's been such a busy summer, we've kind of been hit and miss to say the least. And I know I've been in with a guest at one time and you've been in, but it's good to be back with you so we can kind of talk about all the neat and exciting things that we've got going on this summer.
You know, Adam, I have to confess, I got actually pretty darn excited to come today.
Yeah.
First of all, I knew we'd be back together for the first time in a few months.
Yep.
We've done some separate shows, but also just because of seeing the fun activities getting wrapped up in our communities for the summer. And I had a few minutes. I stopped at a local business in Vernal, met a gentleman that had moved here from Houston.
Oh, wow.
I'm almost afraid he was scared of me because it just did my heart so good to see someone move in here, love the community so much, and just so glad to be in an area that has prosperity and where business is good. It did my heart good. I could hardly wait to get here today to tell you about it, but I'll tell you, we've had quite the summer.
You know, we really have. There's just so many neat and wonderful things going on. You know, all the fairs that, you know, we look forward to, and we also have, you know, the rodeo that comes to town and all the neat things that brings with it. A lot of exciting things that bring people in from not only our area, but from outside the area. And so, you know, as we talked a little bit before the show, maybe we can talk a little bit about our fairs and all the fun things.
We have to.
You know, and all the good, all the neat food that's there too. You know, so it is. And I know you guys have got a big celebration coming up. And it's not many times, you know, that you get to, depending on how your birthdays fall, to celebrate a 100-year celebration. So this is awesome.
Absolutely. Of course, our UBIC is always a huge success.
Yes.
And we were very excited at UBIC this year. We had great entertainment. I think a record crowd. But that really just built up the anticipation for the county fair,
right,
which is where we kicked off the county centennial celebration. So we're going from county fair to county fair.
Yes.
Who wants to only celebrate for a few months or a few days when we can drag it out a year? So we're doing a year-long celebration for the centennial for Duchesne County. Now, of course, at the beginning of that year, we have lots of energy, lots of great ideas. Who knows how much we'll actually be able to do?
Yeah.
But we've, you know, we're doing all kinds of stuff. Projects. We're trying to get every community to do a project, and I have to take hats off. Of course, you and I talk about elected officials all the time.
Right.
The huge impact they make in our community. Kent Petrus, this was his dream. And one of our wonderful commissioners, and he has just been just like a kid at Christmas talking about the centennial. But we had another exciting thing in July, I believe it was the end of July, when you're the state chamber president.
Chair, actually. I think they call it chair, yeah.
Well, anyway,
same
it's pretty
thing.
important.
Yeah, same thing.
But you hosted the entire state chamber in Vernal. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, no, it was a neat event, and part of being put in as chair for this year, and the reason that I really was hoping to do that was because we get to host that summer event. We do two state chair meetings each year, or two state meetings each year, and one is held in February at the state legislature. And I know because you're always out there, because that's the time we all get to go out and network with a lot of different legislators and talk about different concerns and issues for our area. And the other one is we get to hold a summer conference, and the summer conference is a little bit more low-key, a little more relaxed, and people get to come and have fun. And so we were able to host between up to 25 people here, and just a really neat conference. We spent the first day at the Uinta Basin Applied Technology College, which is a great asset to Duchesne County, Uinta County, the whole basin as a whole. With the partnering that's went on there between Anadarko and Newfield and everybody that's contributed to a lot of the classes that are developed and the training that's developed there, whether it's the petroleum technology course that we can show off, or whether it's the CDL driving that goes on there, where people are able to be trained. And so, you know, what a great day to spend. And then the second day we were able to go out and visit Red Leaf Resources, new technology in the oil shale industry.
Wow.
And then stop by that afternoon with Anadarko and check out a lot of what they do with their natural gas facilities. And so, you know, anytime you and I talk about this a lot, Irene, anytime we get an opportunity to, I'll use the quote, educate people that aren't from our area and bring them out here and really show them what's really going on as opposed to what they read sometimes in the newspaper or see on TV. We know we've had fantastic results from that. And so that really gets me excited anytime that we can do that. And we had a participation from a lot of different chambers. And of course the chamber, with our local chambers, you know, we work together all the time. And it's interesting because sometimes on the state level I see people that I don't want to say they oppose each other, but maybe they're more competing.
They're not best friends.
They're not. And it's a little different. It's kind of like the relationship with USU and our ATC here, which is on the Wasatch Front is a little bit different level. So anytime we get an opportunity to get together and talk about, commiserate, I guess you'd say, with each other and talk about a lot of the different things that we have in common, it's fantastic and be able to do that. And you know, chambers are different, and you hold a lot of different roles because you do about 3 people's work. You're not only the chamber director, but you run travel and tourism and you oversee economic development. We have 3 people in Vernal that hold those different positions. You do all of those positions, and that's really unique today. There's not very many people that can do that, and so you do a fantastic job. To have input from you and to be able to come and provide that to the other chambers is you know, it's really priceless because you have so much experience there, and I've always looked at you as a mentor, and you know I've told you that before, so I really appreciate everything that you do here in the basin to make things better for us. Thank you. Anyway, we'll be right back to talk more about your local chambers of commerce and community events right after this.
Almost 45% of the oil produced in Utah, 7.8 million barrels, comes from Duchesne County. That oil feeds our state economy, provides job growth, and supports local business. Here in Duchesne County, we're working to make Utah an economic, cultural, and technological leader. Whether you're here for business or pleasure, Duchesne County will welcome you with open arms and invite you to explore all the beauty of the Uinta Mountains. Duchesne County, close enough for business, far enough to get away.
Welcome back to Chamber Zone, your business community at work. Irene, we've just been talking about some of the events that we've had here throughout the summer, and I know we've got a lot of things to look forward to, but as we look back over, as you've said, with UBIC, I know in Vernal here our rodeo was a huge success. Normally Thursday nights aren't quite as busy. This year they were just swamped. Thursday, Friday, Saturday was huge, and they do a fantastic job with that. And of course our county fair, I jokingly told them, I said, I remember when it used to be in September. I said, if you guys keep moving it up, it's going to be in April before long. I can't never keep track of it, but they had a very successful county fair, done a great job there. And you know, there's just so many people behind the scenes that sometimes we forget about, that it takes so many people to pull those events off, just like with UBIC and your county fair there in Duchesne County and the celebrations that you're bringing up, and there's always those people that work behind the scenes that sometimes get forgotten. So we don't forget them. We just want to say thank you to all of you that do work behind the scenes to bring these great events, whatever they may be. You know who you are, and probably nobody else does, but we do appreciate you for what you do.
We do. And you know, I thought it was actually kind of genius. You guys had the rodeo and then the county fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
tied right together.
Never take a risk of someone getting tired of having a big party. Just keep the party going.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I heard that the play this year was.
Oh, yeah.
You got to tell me a little bit about that. I heard it was the best one ever. I talked to people that came over 3 nights to it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And you know what's really funny is you see a lot of these people uptown. One was our county attorney, and I had no idea that he could sing like he does. And you know, you see these people and we deal interaction with them in their everyday job, and then you go to the play and you're like, wow, where did that come from? I had no idea. And we are very blessed in our area to have a lot of very talented people and people that are willing to step up and lend those talents for the betterment of the community and the betterment of everybody else. But it was very successful. I think the only problem with it is it didn't run long enough.
I know.
It
probably turned some people away.
I think, there was just so many people that wanted to go to it that would have continued to go. But there again, we're just very fortunate in our area to have have
volunteers,
those things.
100% volunteer.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of success. I've had Alicia and Sylvia on with Travel and Tourism, and you mentioned Commissioner Petrus there in Duchesne County, who will be finishing out his term this year,
Yes.
and also Commissioner Burns here in Uintah County. And Commissioner Burns was the one that really came up with these day trips that Travel and Tourism has really picked up here in Uintah County, and I want to thank her for that. I know this I believe is the third year they've been doing those, and we've had as high as 200 people that turn out for those. And you think about it, if you're new to the area and there's those day trips going on, I know when they first started doing them 3 years ago, there was a couple I hadn't been on, and I thought, I work at the chamber. If I'm going to be sending people, I ought to at least know where I'm sending them. So I tried to get out and do things with my kids, and I've really enjoyed those. Those are a lot of fun, and they've met this year down at the museum. Some of them have been at night. They just done a Night Skies program out at Dinosaur National Monument.
Wow.
And had some where they've met in the morning and went out and looked at the petroglyphs and Fantasy Canyon and Moonshine Arch, and it's been a real success. And much like you were talking about, Commissioner Petrus, and the celebration,
the vision
of looking forward and trying to bring these things together. We do owe a lot to our elected officials, and a lot of times they get vilified more than thanked, as we can attest to. And so I guess this is just a thank you to them and Commissioner Petrus, Commissioner Burns, and those that have worked hard to make sure that we have nice things in our community, and we thank them for that and going forward. So.
Well, Adam, one of the things when you talk about getting out and seeing and doing things, we live here and sometimes we don't get out ourselves enough. Last weekend I went to Starvation. Yeah. Now I promote Starvation to beat the bands. We even hold a few events there where I'm working, but I actually went over last Saturday and I just put my feet in the water. I had some little grandkids with me, ate a picnic lunch, just kept my feet in the water and just enjoyed. And I'm telling you, what an uplifting day. I came home, no wonder people come. I mean, no wonder people flock to our counties. I sat there in the sand and I felt totally rejuvenated. Yeah. I went home, as I sat there, I felt the stress leaving, and I was watching people. And you know me, I'm the never-ending PR person. So, as people are floating by on tubes, I'm asking them, where are you from? What brings you to Starvation? And there was people from Boise and Logan and Wisconsin. I'll bet you that Saturday there was probably, 2,000 to 3,000 people.
Wow.
But you know what was amazing? We had our little piece of the sand, and there was just a little bit of a breeze. It's funny, how can you be in the middle of 2,000 people but literally feel you're in a sanctuary?
Yeah.
And that's what makes our area unique.
Yeah, it really is. And with our jobs where we deal with the public a lot, sometimes it's hard for us to escape because there's still that part of us that even when we still want to talk about stuff, and we still, I remember somebody mentioning one time, they said, well, what's your hours? And I said, really, I feel like it's 24/7. I'm always promoting our area and trying to get people to come here wherever you are. And so, we're just very proud of our area and what we have to offer here to a lot of people. And so it's kind of hard to get out of that mode and just actually go and enjoy it yourself. To actually sit back and say, well, it's like when I finally get somebody to drive the car and I'm able to look around, because I'm used to doing the driving all the time. But it's so true, and we do have a lot of just beautiful area here to go and enjoy, and so that's what makes our job fun, is we can help promote that, and every once in a while we actually get to go and enjoy it a little bit just ourselves. So
how many people can load up in the car, go up to the mountain, take some pictures, and say, that's part of my job.
Yep.
I'm with the Duchesne County Chamber or the Vernal Area Chamber. I'm making a trip to the mountain and to take some pictures.
Yeah.
It's I'll tell you, we've got the best of every world, Adam.
We do. That's what I always tell people. We have the best jobs. I just don't tell anybody or they'll want it. So.
I know, that's exactly right.
That's it for this edition of Chamber Zone. Please join us next time right here on VTV Channel 6. Thank you.